I'm trying to see if this is like an official site. It looks like it is. It says ADEMelections.com, and it's got the CADEM logo on it. But we have to be somewhat careful because the Progressive Caucus was illegitimately using their copyrighted name last time around, and that's why they became provisional status. They got caught on a copyright issue for how they were running their PAC, their Progressive Delegates Network and stuff. You guys, I'd be very careful about voting for anybody on the Progressive Delegates Network unless you have checked into them individually. Because my experience here in Orange County is that the people who are on that board of the Progressive Delegates Network, whether it still exists or I'm fairly certain it probably still exists, right? They would just recruit anybody, regardless if they were actually progressive or not. One time they ran one of the leaders from Indivisible 48 who had tried to throw out a smear campaign against her co-leadership because she was trying to establish progressive cred, and she was involved in all of those decisions that she was complaining about. It was really messed up. So, all right, so let's take a look at this. This is how it's going to go in California. This is for the whole state, all right? Assembly district election. The California Democratic Party Assembly District elections meeting, ADEM, shall be held in each of the 80 assembly districts in January of each odd-numbered year in order to elect representatives as assembly district delegates, or ADDs. I have not actually heard it being referred to in that acronym before, but that's interesting. To the California Democratic Party Democratic State Central Committee, and one representative per assembly district to the CDP Executive Board representative. So they kind of change up how they do this every year. Okay, so you can, today's the last day. You got to do it. Oh, it's passed. You had to do it by noon. I already said I wasn't going to run this year because of my leg. If you're unable to register to vote, blah, blah, blah. Oh, for citizenship status, you could still run as a candidate. Interesting. Okay, so they've been trying to, this is one of the newer things. They've been trying to get representation for undocumented individuals within the party because it is a private organization, so technically they are allowed to do that. The thing is that the way that they are still calculating votes, they still are checking your voter registration to make sure that you're actually registered as a Democrat. And so you can run, but you can't even vote for yourself. Okay, to receive vote by mail, you got to register by the 31st. Well, why isn't it open? Oh, it hasn't opened yet. Okay, so register to vote, you got to do that starting, I guess, Monday. Oh, but if you want to vote in person, that's like vote by mail, right? If you want to vote in person, you can do it probably up to the day of the actual caucus. They're kind of like caucuses. But they're going to be doing vote centers. So it looks like because this just happened, like the cutoff just happened for the candidate registration, we're not going to see the list, maybe. Oh, wait, maybe we can. Let's see. Okay, let's see who's in my district. I don't even know what my district number is anymore, honestly. I think it's maybe like 72 or I don't know. Let's see who's running. They don't have it loaded yet. Okay, so they've set up the frame. Oh wait, maybe they do. I take it back. Let's scroll up. It was just a loading issue, right? I thought I thought Ted Pearl already had a seat on Central Committee. I'm sure I'm going to see. I recognize some of these names, okay? Reem is solid. This is, okay, this must be my district because Richard Hurt's on it. He's our mayor pro tem. Laura's running again. I'll do a more in depth. It looks like we have 24 candidates at this point, unless they haven't updated who like got in right before noon. Barty Salgado. I will do a deep dive into these candidates, at least for my district, because as you can see, there's a lot of candidates per district, so I don't know that I really want to jump in on the other districts. But Natalie Moser, I believe, ran for city council somewhere. I think she might be Huntington Beach City Council. See, here's the thing. Okay, I talked about the three legs of the stool. This is the third leg of the stool. This is the grassroots leg of the stool. But the second leg of the stool is state and federal elected officials. They automatically get a seat at the table. It's PLEOs, right? Party leaders and elected officials automatically get a seat at the table. But the elected officials also get appointments, right? They get to appoint people. And so they like to use this particular leg of the stool as a way of trying to get more of their allies in. And I'm still not happy with the timeline of this, that the ADEM elections happen first. Because as far as I'm concerned, they should have to select their appointeds before this election occurs. It should be pick who you really want, and then we'll have a fair fight for the grassroots. That's how it should go. Because a lot of the names I see on here are people who definitely have allyships with specific electeds. So I imagine we're going to start seeing some slate cards come out pretty soon of who's getting endorsed by the elected officials. It'll probably start happening next week. It's really unfortunate that y'all try and sweep up all the seats like that. There's also labor slates. There's also Karen Burnell and Norman Solomon's Progressive Democrats, Progressive Delegates Network slate. But they don't generally have a lot of candidates running South OC because they don't have a lot of contacts down here. And the contacts that they do have down here are pretty flaky. They're not very capable about, they generally have only been able to get representation through appointments. All right, let's see how this goes. I'll keep an eye on it and see what I see in my feed about slates.